Hello. Welcome or welcome back.
I'm Aaron Bell.
And I'm Kenny Page.
And we are Potty Mouth. What is that called? When the people back in the days, or if they still wear it, where it's like the loincloth. I have a loincloth on right now. You're welcome. I have booty shorts on, and I'm just hot. So
it's 90 degrees today.
Dude, and it doesn't help that my husband turned the air conditioner off today. Yuck. Jail time. So it was off from 6 in the morning, if not before that, until near 3 p.m.
Yeah, and that's when it got the hottest outside. But anywhoosies, so we were like, oh, we're due for, okay, this blanket is small. I don't want my dogs out. Can you see my dogs? You might be able to. But.
No.
So.
That's literally what this is. It's the tiniest little blanket ever.
So, we were like, wow, we haven't talked about paranormal in a really long time.
Girl.
And that was one of the biggest things where we were like, oh, we can do so many paranormal.
We didn't do
So, whoops. I was like, well, recently, I believe it was a TikTok that I saw. It came up about the Queen Mary, and I was like, we should talk about the Queen Mary. Just reading, what it is, some of the YouTubers that we've seen that have been on it, and, like that. Kind of, refresh. Because it's been, I feel like it was really popular when we were in high school for
oh my god
YouTubers, too.
Well, you said Sam and Colby, which I forgot, which
times.
It doesn't surprise me that they were there. But whenever you said that they got banned because of putting their stickers there, and I'm like, okay, for some reason, that's what brought it back to me. Because that was, what I remember. Because I remember them sticking their stickers to everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. What was it? Explorer? Was that them or is that Elton?
Oh, I don't remember.
I think it's Explorer. Don't quote me. It's been a long time, but...
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. I remember watching... Because I think I binge-watched in high school. Because they reopened it... Or reopened the one room that they shut down for 30 years. They reopened it in 2018.
Isn't it because it's the room?
Yeah.
There's a movie I need to show you to see because it's really good. It is really freaking good, and I need to show you it because I'm pretty sure it's it's that or it's a TV series about it.
I'm gonna say there's a TV series about it and a movie. I don't know, but
I wonder.
So I figured since we were yapping about it, for the people who don't know, I kind of did a little research as you would with little bullet points.
And at our HR department, thank you.
So, kind of a little background on the people who don't know what the Queen Mary is. I believe I watched Ghost Adventures and I was obsessed with that.
Dude, no, literally.
So I think my dad was the one who always watched it. So
well, at least you're supportive. I'm gonna out him right now, because in joking manner, okay? But my dad was because he was something seriously has to be wrong with you to always watch this. Because it was between The Walking Dead and it was ghost shit. Donna and I would watch ghost all the time together, and we're I love that was our thing.
Yeah.
And my dad's because I love murder mystery and then Donna and I were back there just binge watching a bunch of we'd have little sleepovers, and I would literally just watch, I don't know, Scoopy Bookie Scoopy. My
spooky
I've had 3 hours of sleep if I can say spooky dookies. No, not the spooky shit. No, I have 3 hours of sleep, so I'm wired, and also nothing makes sense at the same time.
I got over here to record, and she was still in bed. So,
anyway, wired as.
Well, at least you're wired while I read this, and we're not gonna be
That's true. I'm not over here
So,
half the time, I feel I'm out of my mind. Anyways, so sorry.
So, the Queen Mary. For those who don't know, it is a ship, and they had turned it into a hotel. It was constructed in the 1930s.
Why would they turn it into a hotel? God. They're how much money can we pull out of these ghosts?
Literally.
And the ghosts are
they didn't live here. We need to make money for them to pay their rent here, apparently.
Literally. You live rent free.
It was constructed in the 1930s as a luxury ocean liner by Cunard Line. To serve as both a passenger transportation across Atlantic waters and a troop ship during World War II.
I didn't know a troop ship.
That's actually one of the stories that come with it is, people hear, metal crunching and, people screaming because it had...
Oh!
Yeah, there was part of it that wrecked.
Oh, I feel like I kind of remember that.
Yeah. So, after being fitted out as a wartime ship, the Queen Mary could carry 15,000 people and set a record of carrying 16,683 troops and staff in 1943. In total, the vessel transported approximately 810,000 service members during the war.
So the thing is, when you have this many souls,
yeah,
especially if there's trauma
and war and everything,
and yeah, girl, ooh,
yeah,
the way that place has to vibrate with energy.
Oh yeah, and it was retired from passenger services in 1967, and then it was changed into a floating hotel landmark in Long Beach, California. So, as I was digging and stuff, I think it said like there was 150 spirits that haunt the ship, including ones that have been identified.
Me being not annoyed, but like me being like talking about my 3 that are in my house.
And this whole entire thing, it's literally like they have their own.
That is correct. 150.
Yep. And
how have they come to that conclusion?
Well, whenever people I guess it depends, like ghost adventures and such like that, like going in and talking to them, or like vibing and like
I see dead people,
and then them saying like their names and stuff like that, or they'll ask like, "Is this person here?" And you'll hear like, "Yeah," and this and that. So the deaths also go back as far as the construction of the ship. So on June 5th, 1934, a construction worker named Malcolm Aitken fell from the scaffolding around the ship and died.
Oh.
And then on June 8th, 1936, which was 2 years later, a crew member named Arthur John Francis Golding died after fracturing his skull during the ocean liner's return to the UK following its maiden voyage. Because that's within 2 years. And then during the final voyage to Long Beach in 1967, crew member Leonard Horsberg developed a heat stroke and died from a cerebral hemorrhage. So those are like,
excuse me,
literally while it wasn't a hotel, the ones who died, which I think there was a couple more that I noted.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's also, which I'll read, I kind of split it up between like the most popular or most known haunted rooms and things that people hear like that. Which I remembered this one whenever I read it. Witnesses have seen the spirit of a man crushed by a watertight door and the ghost of a woman who dances in the first class lounge.
I feel like I've heard that one, the dancing one.
One of the staterooms is also haunted. It was so haunted that it was closed for 30 years to the public. Room? I think it was B340, I believe, is the one room, which is the one that I think was the most popular for like YouTubers and such to go and stay in.
Maybe that's why it became such a big thing, was because they opened it and everyone's like,
yeah.
Oh.
And then they ended up, yeah. So over the years, Stateroom B340 had developed the reputation of being the Queen Mary's most haunted room. It's difficult to determine where the legend started, but it is confirmed that passenger Walter J. Adamson died in the room in 1948. A female passenger in room B340 woke up to find a shadow figure standing at the end of her bed, in which the entity had pulled the covers off of her and vanished as soon as she woke up. And these types of sightings have only increased since the ship was turned into a hotel.
Yeah, because they're
yeah. This is my bed! Yeah, and then also I've heard, like, people waking up to, like, the bathtub running or faucets turning on and off and shit like that. Lights turning on and off, which I feel like in a place like that, if lights got turned off and on, it's all automatic, like, you would want to try to, like, I feel like I would try to ignore everything if I were to go to this place.
Okay.
It's like,
if you go there, you're only going there to be in the situation with paranormal.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're not, because, like, for me, like, I would love to go, but I'm more worried about things following me home than anything. I already have enough roommates, okay? I don't need any more. I don't need any more friends around here, okay? That's crazy work.
It even got to the point where their, like, room staff had seen, like, the sheets being pulled off of a freshly made bed after they were, like, done cleaning and like that. Like, imagine, that would be enough. It's like making a bed and then your dog or your kid jumping up on the bed and like messing it up
Yeah.
again.
Like, look, I get you're frustrated, but leave them alone.
Yeah. As the stories about room B340 have spread, some have moved into the territory of urban legends. One of the stories is that in the 1960s, a man murdered 2 women and was locked in what is now room B340 until Queen Mary got to New York. When police entered the man's room, they found him violently murdered, even though no one else was in the room.
See, the ghosts know that he's a punk and they killed him.
Yeah, they're like, excuse me?
We're doing you a favor. We're going to go take care of business real quick.
Yeah. And then another variation of the story is that the man murdered his 2 daughters in the room, or that a wife murdered her husband. Whatever version of the story you might hear, it was invented at some point and took on a life of its own. And granted, that was also 60-something years ago now, 66 years ago. Which I do remember hearing that story, but I don't. It was so long ago. I think it was literally, I was in high school when I first heard and learned about all of this too.
Yeah. High school and middle school was like peak for me to be into this spooky
Yeah. And that's whenever they decided to close the room B340 for almost 30 years. And it was only in 2018 that the room reopened after being renovated. Specifically, B340 reopened on Friday, April 13th. Friday the 13th. And then in 2020, the ship was shut down for 3 years, but room B340 was reopened for reservations on September 13th of 2024. Hi. So I feel like they would.
You know what though? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm
Disturbing.
gonna book a room and then take Jared down there, and he cannot possibly deny the fact that spirits exist.
Yeah, because I feel like I want to say, I don't know if it was Sam and Colby had something like a really negative. Don't quote me. I feel like there's somebody that I watched that had a really negative effect on them after they left the place. But I believe they were there like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I know Sam and Colby went and visited Robert the Doll. And the thing with Robert the Doll is you're supposed to ask permission, I think, maybe even to talk to him or to take pictures or whatever. Or like you're not even supposed to take pictures. I can't remember what. There's rules to it.
Oh, right.
And you have to be careful because you have to respect him. And they didn't respect him. And they said, like, basically, if you don't respect him, he curses you. So, like...
Yeah, because that was like, shortly before Colby got cancer.
Testicular cancer, yeah. So, yeah, and I can't remember if he talked about that or not, and, like how it happened shortly after that or whatever.
I'm pretty sure that was the first, like, kerfuffle that he had with Sam, because Sam was like, I told you so. Like, he was, like, making a joke of it, saying, like, oh, it's because they went there.
Oh, I'm like, I swear to God, there was something that like related to both topics, and then that was like.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure because I remember looking.
Well, I remember being in the same in the same sentence or like the same, like essentially like situation of like the cancer and then Robert the Doll, and that's why I was like. I could have sworn they've talked about that before, but like I don't. It's been so long. You know what I mean? I don't really remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was literally...
That's crazy sauce.
Like, that situation. I knew... And, obviously, you said Shane Dawson went there, like...
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures, like, all of those...
Of course, Zach Baggins.
Yeah. So, the guy that... The 18-year-old that died, his name was John Petter, which is Door 13. On July 10th, 1966, a routine safety drill on board the Queen Mary turned tragic when a crew member violently lost his life. In the accident, 18-year-old John Petter was crushed by Door 13. A watertight door on the D deck. Petter had only been a crew member for a few months when he died, and he had been tending to the bilge pump when the drill occurred around 8:55 a.m. Unfortunately, he did not make it through the door in time, and another crew member found him, and the watertight door was quickly released, and the only visible sign of injury was the blood running down his nose. and he'd likely died at the scene or shortly after at the ship's hospital. It's widely believed that Petter's spirit remains decades after his horrific death. A few years after Petter died, a night watchman reported walking towards the former site of door 13 when his German Shepherd became frightened, as if seeing something that the guard could not. I feel like a lot of animals,
dogs and children pick it up so easily because they're very impressionable, because there's nothing like a child that is very fresh to this world doesn't have the opinion of like, oh, it's not there, because like I feel like because Elizabeth just talked to me about this with her kid, how he saw like an older lady in their bedroom, and she thinks it was her grandma. So Grandma Betty, she thinks that that's who it was, or I'm pretty sure that's what she said was like Grandma Betty. And she's like, I didn't want to like invalidate what he was saying.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, because like you could be like, no, it's not there. And then eventually they either stop seeing it or they go, and then they excuse it and then it just goes away.
Right.
But I totally feel like if you feed into it and you like let it be a thing, essentially. Right. I think you can unlock some superpowers. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, because you always, anytime that I hear like a paranormal story and like that with animals, it's always like the dog is like sitting, looking down a hallway, like tilting its head and like moving its ears like it sees and hears.
Literally, Beanie, I gated the hall. That was, I don't know if that was, I think it was after one of the nights. Oh, that was when the doorknob to my basement was going, and I'm like, how about no? So I put a gate up. And I was like, all right, Beanie. And then she was like, and like she'd be on the couch and she'd look towards that hallway and would like cock her head. I'm like,
don't act like you can't just walk through that door.
No, well, literally, but like I was like spooked. And I was like, I don't know if that was like one of the nights that Jarrett literally wasn't even here. So that's why I'm like, I will never spend a night alone. Someone's coming over because I'm not doing it.
Or you try to call me and the phone calls don't go through. That was like one of the biggest things.
Which is
like
crazy work, because every time that Elizabeth calls me, she's like, it never even rings and you're answering the phone. And I'm like, duh.
No, it was literally, was it like 20 minutes later, you're like, I tried calling you or something, but my phone never rang, and I checked my call log and it wasn't there, and I think that you sent me a screenshot that you called me, and I'm like, because you called me like right after you sent me the Snapchat and it happened. I'm like,
Jarrett was asleep, but for me, as long as I have someone on the phone, I'm fine.
Yeah. So the guard then heard a clanging metallic sound moving towards him, causing both him and his dog to flee the area. And over the years, witnesses have reported seeing shadow figures near the door 13, and even claimed to have been chased. There are also reports of a metallic sound, which could have been the phantom noise of door 13 slamming shut. One woman saw a man near door 13, who she later identified via old photographs of John Petter.
Oh, but it honestly breaks my heart. It makes me so sad to like that these souls are trapped.
Literally. But like also, you could also think of it like I personally in that situation wouldn't think that he's like haunting it. I would think that it's almost him like guarding and protecting of a sort, like letting his presence be known that he was there and that something like that happened and that it was dangerous. Like,
yeah, because sometimes spirits are not out to get ya. Like, people are so like, and I'm like, nah, because like stuff happens at work. And like the one time my coworker, I think it was when she was freshly like starting there, something moved and you could hear something like fall or whatever.
Have you told me about the cereal bowl moving or something?
No, that was my fork in the bowl that moved. It went, because it was like sitting and went, and I was like,
okay,
I'm gonna ignore that. Or like the one time there was a stress ball and it just rolled across the counter. Like there's no wind, there's no nothing. Stressed.
Here you go.
Yeah, they're like, take this, please. And so I literally fidget all the time. But yeah, like, she was spooked by it. I was like, nah, it happened. She's like, I'm like, yeah. Well, then the one time, I swear to God, I heard, like a door shut or open or something like that. And, because, like, you can tell, like, the noise, like, when it clicks open, like, because the little, whatever that's called. The latch, yeah. And, like, I look over, mind you, all the doors have alarms on them, and none went off. So, like, if you open it, like stinky poo-poos, it literally, like, it goes off, and it never went off. And I was like, what the f-? And then I went over, and it was, like, open, like, it was just, like, the door was just out of the frame. And I'm like, okay. Mind you, it's never happened in the 5 years I've worked there. Right. So, no, it's not just the wind.
Especially if they have alarms on it, and it's like...
I will... I will fight you until I'm blue in the face that spirits exist.
So, going on to the next one, which this was the other one that I remember. Like, no, I'll say that about all of them. Like, oh, I read this and now I remember. So, the Lady in White. The Queen's Salon was once the Queen Mary's first-class lounge and has been home to the ship's Lady in White for years. The identity of the Lady in White remains a mystery, but she's been seen near the piano dancing to music that no one else can hear. Whoever she is, the Lady in White has been one of the ship's most popular and often seen ghosts since it has docked in Long Island.
She's just chilling.
She's just letting you know it's a vibe.
She's vibing.
And so this is where the HMS Croco collision happened on October 2nd, 1942, when the Queen Mary was carrying around 15,000 U.S. troops across the Atlantic for wartime service, and to avoid being torpedoed, it started going in a zigzag pattern in the water and was escorted by a smaller ship called the HMS Croco as an added safety precaution. However, disaster struck when the Queen Mary swung towards the Croco, and Ernest Watson, a crew member aboard the Croco, was the first to realize the ships would collide and shouted, "She's going to ram us," and unfortunately everything happened too fast for the Croco's crew to react, and the Queen Mary, that weighed 81,000 tons, while the Croco only weighed in at 4,290. The Queen Mary was also sailing at its maximum cruising speed of 28.5 knots. The combination caused the bow of the Queen Mary to cut the Croco in half, and it quickly sank with its crew still trapped inside. Like,
oh my god!
Literally just went inside. Which I feel like, because I was reading that people compare it to, or try to compare it to, like, the Titanic, like that, because it...
In the sense, I feel like it's more haunted than the Titanic.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, granted, that was a lot of passengers, but, like, we're not able to explore that and experience that. So, like, in the sense of, like, what we're able to literally go visit.
Right.
It's more haunted in that sense, like, I don't know, it probably doesn't make sense, but, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like because it's, like, we're able to visit it and see it for ourselves, and we have, like, essentially direct records and eyewitness statements and everything.
Right.
Like, we're able to, and I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like there's a whole other terror of, like, being chased and being murdered and stuff compared to, like...
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it's always a sore subject because, like, Titanic was crazy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whenever you went to the Titanic Museum...
I didn't go.
You never did?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Never went.
Let me tell you, I've been there a handful of times, and I will keep going because I feel like for me, it's like I'm paying my respects.
Yeah.
That's like a graveyard.
Because don't they give you a number, and that's, like, the number of, like, the person that was
not
on
a number.
the ship?
You'll get a passport, and it's a person, and then when
Gotcha.
you're done, there's a whole big board, and you get to go see if they lived or if they died.
Right.
And, like, every time we went, I'm pretty sure Dawn died. Like, it was something like that or whatever. Yeah, but, like, I have all the passports because, like, Dawn bought me the Heart of the Ocean, and I have, like, all of the passports that our group went with that year. But, no, I walked in, and it was, like, the minute you walk into the, like, the actual museum itself, not, like, the entryway, not, like, the, like, you know, you're going in and they're processing your tickets, whatever. Like, no, like, whenever you walk in and you start to see artifacts, I literally wanted to cry. Like, I was, like, so sad because it's awful. And then they have, like, this, like, little weird, like mini boat thing, but it, like, shows you the angle of the ship at certain points, and if you can hold on, and, like, kids were, like, on it like a jungle gym. I'm like, I understand that, like, the point of it is to see if you can hold on and stuff, but, like,
I feel like it was just significant.
I'm like, the way that I would be like, it's disrespectful because I can feel that there's spirits, they're just sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I don't know, it was crazy. Like, I've never, like, felt that much emotion for that long. Because it wasn't like, I mean, their sadness made me sad, but, like,
Right.
and then I was like, I just wanted to cry, like, the whole time. Because it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Especially getting, like, literally to get a walk through.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and they have, like, pieces of furniture and, like, things that survived, and then recreations of things and stuff, and, like, recreations of what the rooms looked like and stuff. And, like, I'm glad that experience is out there, and that it essentially keeps Titanic alive and the passengers inside, because that's a lot.
right.
I mean, that's a pretty heavy, I don't know, I feel like that was like my Roman Empire. That was my, like, obsession back in the day, was like, Titanic was like the first movie I obsessed over like that. Well, I guess that's kind of wrong, because I loved The Wizard of Oz, but still.
Right.
So off topic, but, you're welcome.
I mean, it was not really off topic. It was still...
Yeah. Not about Queen Mary.
No. So, there's also the first-class swimming pool, which is Jackie and the Vortex.
I feel like I've heard that.
The first-class swimming is another major hotspot for paranormal phenomena. People have heard splashing coming from the pool area and even seen wet footprints leading away from the pool.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
This is highly unusual, considering that the pool was drained of water years ago. A woman in 1930s swimwear and a young girl holding a teddy bear have also been observed near the first-class pool. The ghost of a young girl named Jackie has been around the pool area for years. Jackie is believed to have drowned in the pool, but there are no official records indicating that a drowning ever occurred in either the first or second-class pools. This was also backed up by a psychic who investigated the pool and confirmed Jackie's presence. Multiple witnesses have heard Jackie talking and laughing. It's been theorized by psychics that ghost hunters alike that there are vortexes on board the Queen Mary that create a portal for supernatural phenomena. One vortex is located in the boiler room where the body of the crew member, known only as John Henry, was found.
A vortex, like, is it just like a hot spot, essentially?
I assume
that's what I call them, hot spots.
Yeah.
Like, my hot spot is my basement.
Yeah. Like, where they literally in and out at, like, that's what I think of, like, as a vortex. Like,
I think of it like
it's just
the
that
door.
trapped in that
moment.
In that general area, in that moment, sort of thing. So, I forgot Jake Weber also went there.
Of course he did.
He spent the night on board the ship with a group of friends in 2023, and their experience garnered millions of views. Likewise, YouTuber Faze Rug spent the night in room B340 in 2024. And also, this is the True Crime and Paranormal podcast. And that's why we drink investigated Queen Mary for the show's Here for the Booze tour.
That's crazy.
And then obviously Sam and Colby, and there was another girl, obviously, like the big like Ghost Adventures, and there was another Ghost Hunters, like I think there was like 3 or 4 TV shows. I remember them going and doing and all that. Yeah, I remember, I feel like I'm gonna go home and like try to like watch the video, because I remember watching Sam and Colby doing it, because like I remember specifically I was watching it at night and I turned it off because I was like, no thanks.
I can watch, sometimes if I'm too comfortable, I fall asleep and I can't do that. So I will put some horrendous, heinous on, like spooky not even murder mystery. No, I need like scary ghost story, something like that. And the one time I was watching something like that and I was like, but it keeps me up.
No, usually I have to stay up and watch it, but if I fall asleep watching any like that, whatever I'm watching when I fall asleep,
that's what you dream about.
That's what I have a dream about. Like last night we watched the episode of From that came out. It comes out at midnight on Sundays, but they say like 9 p.m. on Sundays, but it's available at midnight. But we were watching it before we went to bed, and I literally went to bed, woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I was having a dream, but it wasn't me in the dream. It was like the episode was playing in my head, but it wasn't the episode we just watched. It was what happened next. And I literally was like scrambling to try to gather my thoughts of what happened in that episode.
You need a dream journal.
No, literally, I'm like, you not, if I literally watch this episode and I start having I'm like, I'm gonna my pants. I literally, everything that happened in my dream, it made sense and it lined up to theories that I had too. So I don't know if I also had to do it because I literally have a note that's like 18 million miles long of theories and everything. Like I jot down about it because we're on season 4. And the last episode I believe is June 28th for this season, and they have a whole nother one, but I'm glad that they told us before that this season started, so we're not like egged on the whole entire time, like, oh, we're almost to the end, we're gonna find out more, and then it like cuts off and it's like, come back for the next season. I'm like,
no, literally, because I've been watching Manifest, and I'm literally halfway through the last
was that the one?
season.
I think that was the one that you told me to watch.
It's so good.
Is it also like another like?
Yes.
Yeah,
and it's less less spooky, but it keeps you in. And mind you, there's not a lot of shows that I can watch where I'm not doing something, So for me to sit there and be captivated,
yeah.
And of course, my guy Josh Dallas is in it. So I mean, period.
That's how I always like how I am with From. Like it's so interesting. Like I love watching. Like I followed most of the cast on like Instagram. And I follow them, and I'm so in depth. Like I'm part of it's called the Fromily, is what they call them, and they have like a bulletin group chat on Instagram. So at 9 p.m. every Sunday.
Sorry, she's getting into my
Chi-Chi.
diamond art bag.
Chi-Chi,
get out of there!
Come here. At 9 p.m. every Sunday, they go in the group chat. So then, if we wanted to wait until 9 p.m. to start it, they'll start texting. They'll whoever's on like logged into the account. They'll start texting like step by step as things happen in the episode, like, oh no, what do you think about this, what do you think is gonna happen now, like, so then you can be like, it's kind of like a little watch party sort of thing. Yeah, which we always watch it before then, but yeah, it's cool. I love it. But that's kind of off topic, but not really off topic. Still spookily dookly, you know. If you would like to watch some of the YouTubers that went to the Queen Mary, I also plan on adding like the links in the comments if you've never heard of it before, or if you wanted to refresh your mind like we did, like we are.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear some of those stories, or if I have, it's just been so long, I genuinely just don't remember. But like it's so hot, Jesus. But oh my God. But the way that like I don't know, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm also just like, I'm just cracked out because like the lack of sleep is insane. I feel like I definitely need a refresher on that because it's been years since I've seen really any content on it.
Why I thought it would be good to like touch back on like that, because I'm like, oh, big urban legends and like that we heard of in our childhood and that have been around for a while, like retouching, going back and essentially like touch base on it and everything, because I feel like things like that, they'll go in waves of like being really, really popular, and then nobody will hear about it for a while, and then they'll get popular again, and then like that.
Also, if you make your For You page all that, it'll be all that, because like we're going to announce a Warren concert, which
yep,
I don't know if this will be out before then, but we'll see you there.
Yes.
My For You page is like Alex Warren. For the longest time, it was like
actually
Michael
no, this
Jackson.
will be like a month before, because we still have a little over a month.
I guess that's true.
Period. Yeah, no, I've literally had Alex Warren like it's like the funny Alex Warren core.
Yeah, I sent it to Elizabeth. I'm like, this is who we're seeing, and it's all his moments.
He's so funny. I'm so excited to see him in concert.
I love it because he's like during his concert, he literally goes, he's like, I swear a lot, and kids, if you swear like that, Santa doesn't come to my house anymore, and also your parents will die. Like,
yeah, but
he's so unhinged. I love it.
It was so funny because he was like, I have a potty mouth, and I was like, potty mouth. Which I think would be hilarious to keep.
I really hope we meet him.
No, literally. If we keep getting TikToks too of them.
I've also never met anyone of any kind of famous.
We should probably wrap this up. We got really off topic. But anyways, have you heard about the Queen Mary? Have you ever thought about visiting? Because you can book and go stay in the Queen Mary.
God.
No thanks.
Let me know. We'll get tickets.
I don't want to bring I don't want to bring home souvenirs that I...
Souvenirs, a.k.a. Oh, it's just my pal, Jerry.
Yeah. No, I'd literally...
Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, I know that they're so pretty. Don't eat it.
But anyways, yeah. Let us know
Chili.
in the comments. I'll also leave... I'll also leave the links. Obviously, I'll cite my sources like a good gal. I'll leave the links to, like...
Sorry. Thinking About You by Ariana Grande stuck in my head.
I'll leave the links to some of the YouTubers who have visited or, like, where you can read about it and everything. But, yeah. I think that's all for our spookly dookly episode. The first one, and we'll probably forget about more, and then... Well, whoops. Let us know some horror stories and, like, that you would like us to maybe look into, read about.
Stories, let us know.
Anyways, we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.